Hi guys, Nigel here with you, Nigel's Modelling Bench. Here I am, halfway through part 17 of the 1/24 scale Airfix Spitfire build, and there's a knock at the door by the postman, and I've had this arrive from Tom over at Anyz, this company here, anyz.io or anyz.de, and it was ever so funny actually, because I received an email from Royal Mail that my parcel was on its way from Anyz, and the same time as this arrived, and this being the Kotare Spitfire Mark 1A. And Tom didn't even know I was getting this kit, but he emailed me when he saw my review and said, I've sent you some nice little parts for that. So in this box are parts for that. I don't know exactly what's in here. I know one of the items, but there may be more than one, I don't know. So I know that one of the items is wheels. Now the kit wheels are fine, nothing wrong with them at all. They've got the tyre lettering, the detail looks nice. Some think the flat spotting is a bit overdone, I don't know, but I do know that resin wheels are always going to be better than plastic wheels. There's just never an occasion where that's not the case. And for those of you that think the flat spotting is over the top, I've dug out my wing leader book, and you can see here in two photographs we have Spitfires sat on the ground, and you can see those tyres look pretty flat to me. Like weight on wheels, whatever you want to call it. I call it flat spotted. Weight on wheels, whatever. So, you know, I don't think there's anything wrong with the kit wheels, but if you're going to replace them with resin, you're always going to get a better result, no doubt about it. So let's have a look in here. I haven't looked. I've untaped the box, but I haven't actually opened it. So in here, yes, as I thought, as always with Tom, there's more than one thing in here. So what have we got? Let's just get rid of those bits of foam. What have we got in here? We've got some bits and pieces, some more bits and pieces, some more bits and pieces. We have a new sticker, so that's nice. We've got another sticker here, which is nice. We've got a beer mat there, please don't touch, or a model chill work eat sleep party. And hey Nigel, hope you're well. Just in case you're going to build the Kotare Spitfire, there you go. And that was sent out the day that my kit arrived, so a bit of a doo-doo-doo-doo going on there. So we'll get that box out of the way. So right, so we've got the drinks mat, which is very nice. We've got a new Anyz sticker, which is very nice, and another Anyz sticker. And have a close look at that. That's quite a piece of art, that. Hyper detailing, limited edition, January 2023. So very nice indeed. I'll put that on my special sticker thing. So we've got screws, 0.7mm, screws with a countersunk head, the cross countersunk head, 0.7mm, and we've got rivets, 0.5mm, 250 pieces. Now they look really nice actually. So there should be instructions. I guess you we'll measure the diameter of one of the shafts. I guess you drill a hole and then just push them in. But here's the main one we're looking at today, are the wheels for the Kotare Spitfire. So they're 1/32 scale, obviously. Beautifully packaged as always with with Anyz stuff. And you can see we've got, rather than the kit's design of having two halves, wheel and tyre, here we have wheel and tyre separate. So straight away we can see we've got Dunlop, and we've also got the tyre size as well, which I'm not even going to be sure you're going to pick up on there, but it's so faint. What I'll do, I'll get some photographs and try and use some shadow to show you it. I'll put those up at the end. So we've got two tyres there. The flat spotting on those is very nice indeed. And then we've got the inner and outer wheels. That's interesting how he's made those overlap, look, isn't it? It's incredible. So yeah, the wheels, very nice indeed. We have the valve in there, you can see I've got the valve there at 12 o'clock now. You can see, which I don't think the kit part has. Yes it does, the kit part has a valve as well. The valve on the kit part is there, so very nice to see. But when you compare the tyres, I think you have a lot more of a balloon effect with these than you do with the kit wheels, and also the lettering is a lot bigger on here than it is on the kit parts. So not sure why Tom's changed that. I'm not sure if ones are accurate or one's inaccurate or whatever. but certainly the plastic kit tyres don't have any size on them. So let me just have a quick look in my book and see which is correct. Okay, so the only picture I could really find in this book where we can see any tyre lettering is there. And it certainly does look like the Anyz size of lettering is more accurate considering this photograph, but I do know what a stickler for accuracy Richard is at Kotare, and I'll bet there are tyres with lettering that size on them. So I wouldn't say this is wrong, but I would just say that for the photograph I found, this looks more accurate. I've looked online and there are many resin wheels and tyres out there with nothing on there at all, so you know, it's probably all down to licensing and that, but these are very, very nice indeed, and the tyre lettering is very, very nice. And also what you'll notice, what he's done, a lot of resin companies will do one master and then you end up with two tyres exactly the same. If you look at this one, you can see that the tyre lettering on here, you can see the Dunlop is over there, it's about 11 o'clock, and on here the Dunlop is about 7 o'clock. We turn it around, same story. So here we've got the Dunlop at about 3 o'clock, and here we've got the Dunlop again at 7 o'clock. So, you know, really, really nicely done. So you don't end up with exactly the same. And there we go. Obviously the wheels, they've got different size inners, just like the kit parts have. So you can see the inners here. So they're made so you can't get them wrong. But if you're going to fit those wheels wrong, you probably shouldn't be building this kit, really. If you're going to get the flat spots facing up, then yeah. Anyway, so there we are. That's those wheels, and they are absolutely gorgeous. Really, really nice. I'm going to get them back in the packaging so they don't get damaged. And I will be using those in my build because they are gorgeous, along with the ASK masks and the ASK 3D printed exhausts. So here we've got some rivets, 0.5 millimeters. So these are very, very nice indeed, and I'm going to get my magnifier and have a look at them. Yeah, we have basically a rivet head on top of a shaft, and that shaft is absolutely tiny. So I'm going to see if I can measure one without breaking it off. I probably will break it off. So yeah, they're 0.3. So if you've got lost rivets on your helicopter or whatever, then you can drill a 0.3 hole where it was and plop them in. So that's going to work really, really well. Shame I didn't get those before when I was doing the sky crane. But you can see on there the shape of the rivet. So very nice indeed. Here we've got screws, and they're 0.6 millimeters. There's 250 of them. And they've got a countersunk head. Now, you ain't going to see that, but you get the idea. There's all those screws, and they're 0.6 millimeters. I'm just going to look through my magnifier. And yes, they have a countersunk head. My God. I wonder how long these things take to print. They must take a long time. That's 0.37, so you drill a 0.4 hole for those and then just drop them in. I guess you'd have to countersink the holes as well. Whew. Drive you around the bend, wouldn't it? But there we go. He does take, it's like he says, hyper detailing. Tom takes super detailing to the nth degree. He's a far better modeler than I am. And again, we've got these. Now these are the 0.7 screws with the slotted head. You can see on there. So these are 0.36. So again, drill a 0.35, 0.4 hole and just plop them in. So very nicely done indeed. Then we'll look through the magnifier, and yes, they have beautiful, definite. They look very much like the old-fashioned brass screws used in woodwork. I think there's also flat screws, isn't there? A lot of I know my Jeep's got some flat screws, some slotted screws. So there we go, there's your screws. So yeah, you can drive yourself crazy with that little lot. There we go. So part numbers are AN070, AN068 and AN065, and the part number of the wheels is AN073. I'll put a link in the description down below to all these, and then you can go and have a look, buy some, whatever. I did look at the at the site this morning because somebody saw my part 16 where I featured these tweezers. These things are amazing. While we're doing an Anyz review, I'm going to show you again, in case you haven't seen part 16, how good these things are. So I'm going to show you using a cocktail stick. Here is a cheap pair of tweezers, okay? They're stainless, they're non-magnetic, the same as those, and they're very, very sharp, the same as those. So in all intents and purposes, these will do exactly the same job, won't they? So imagine you're doing some really, really tiny photo etch, you've picked up a part, and that happens. Okay, you squeeze the tweezer together and that happens. So if I use this as an example, cocktail stick, okay, so I'm holding it there in the tweezers and I'm going to place it on my model and I squeeze the tweezers a little bit tight. Oh, and that happens. See that? It's locked there now. So what happens here, I'll show you, I'm squeezing the tweezer, I'm not going mental. Okay. Just like finger pressure, that happens every single time. Watch this. With these, look at that, I'm closing them as far as I can. I can't close them anymore. I'll move up tighter. Look, it will not happen. They do not overlap like these do. You see? Pressure on there, they stay. Pressure on these, they overlap. See? And when I put that in there, and that's one of the things I can't stand about these cheap ones, is when you're holding something small and it goes like that. You know, it might be even a seatbelt strap, and it goes like that and it just twists it and flicks it around. They're a pain. So I absolutely love these things, and I know a few people, Phil Civiter for one, have bought these and they absolutely swear by them. And believe me, if you haven't seen my reviews before, if something's rubbish, I will tell you it's rubbish, even if it's been given to me for free. I will tell you it's not good. So believe me, I always give an honest opinion. I won't say something's good just because I've been given it. And everybody that gives me stuff, Red Fox, Premium Hobbies, Anyz, ICM, all these different companies give me stuff, and they all know that I give honest opinions and they appreciate it. So there we go. So that's our products for today. As I say, there'll be links down below. Go and take a look. And I did notice on his site, that's what I started to say when I looked on his site this morning, if you spend over a certain amount, I think it wasn't a lot, you get free postage. So that's absolutely brilliant. And if you spend over, I think it was 120 euros, you get free tracked postage, which is nice. So there we are. So definitely going to be using those. They'll go in that box now with the kit. And I'll maybe use some of these on something as well. We shall see. Right, thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you all soon. Bye for now.